When reading a play, whether studying it for an English exam or using it to create a piece of theatre, it's really important to understand the themes that the play explores. In this video, we're going to be unpacking the theme of violence in Macbeth, which will be useful for students studying it for English or for drama. From the very beginning of the play, we are introduced to the idea that in this world, violence reigns supreme. Violence is used to settle conflicts, both on small and large scales. It's used for personal gain, and in this world, violent deeds are rewarded and praised. Shakespeare actually gives the audience all of the information they need to understand why Macbeth's journey takes the tragic and violent turn that it does in Act 1, Scene 2, before Macbeth has even been present on the stage. In Act 1, Scene 2, the king, Duncan, and his son, Malcolm, are met by an injured captain who has just returned from the site of a great battle. The captain describes the events of the battle and the bloody part that Macbeth had to play in it.
Oh, what bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt of the newest state.
This is the captain. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king your knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, the merciless Macdunwald, worthy to be a rebel, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserved that name.
So here, the captain describes Macbeth as brave and says he deserves to be called that. You can see here how Macbeth's violence is seen as a good thing by all of those around him and is being praised. Throughout the rest of this scene, keep an eye out for any other times where Macbeth's violence is mentioned or rewarded or praised, and make a note of it.
Carved out a passage till he faced the slave. He unseamed him from the nave to the chaps and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
But the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo?
I must report, they were as cannons overcharged with double crats, and so they doubly redoubled strikes upon the foe. I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honour both. Go. Get him, surgeons. Who's this?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
Oh, whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where Norwegian banners flare the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. To conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness! No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
So now you've finished watching that scene all the way through, share back some ideas of quotes that you thought were important with the people you're working with. Have a discussion about why you think they're important and possibly what images they conjure up for you. So now as a class, you should have a list of quotes that deal with Macbeth's violence. Split yourselves into pairs and small groups and each take a different line from that list and create a freeze frame based around that line, embodying the feelings of the people in that scene. As an example, here's a freeze frame that we created about the line, "Brave Macbeth." So now you all have your freeze frames, it's time to add some sound to them. This can either be everyone in your group saying the line that you've chosen, or making a noise that you think embodies the feelings of the people in that scene towards Macbeth. Here's an example of what we did with our freeze frame.
Brave Macbeth!
For the next part of this exercise, each group will now perform their freeze frames and sounds one at a time. However, I now invite one of you to come forward and take on the role of Macbeth. As each group performs, they'll be directing their performances at you. Once each group has performed their freeze frame and sounds, I want you to have a discussion about how it made you feel as Macbeth. You can repeat this process several times with different students taking on the role of Macbeth. So finally, you can repeat this process with any of these suggested scenes. It's important that as you do this, you discuss not only how other characters' reactions towards violence change, but what this means to Macbeth and how he might respond to this, and also what this means for his journey as the tragic hero throughout the play. We've been Rent a Theatre Company. Thank you for taking part.